Oh, you silly, all right, you silly old goof. Read out the second one because as we were talking, I sent you the rest. All right.
Okay. Hello, Oz brothers. I have only recently discovered your podcast, and I must admit I am enjoying it a lot. Well done. Thank you. My problem is rather an unusual one. I'm a 43-year-old woman living with my 3 teenage children and husband. We are a happy and harmonious family. That's nice. What's the problem? Okay, here's my problem. Oh, you're here.
I'm sure there's more, Mr. Impatience.
That's right, exactly. My father, who passed on 10 years ago, was a very talented writer and poet. He wrote a number of what I think to be beautiful poems that reflected his connection with the earth and his spirit. They are very special to me. Now, my 16-year-old son is in a junior rock and roll band, if that's what you call it, and they are about to enter a Battle of the Bands competition, which is a regular event in our local area. There are usually about 7 to 12 bands that fight for a top prize, which is just a radio spot for 4 or 5 weeks and a couple of $100. That's all well and fine, and I'm not in truth expecting my son's band to win. My son has written a song which was one of my father's best poems. The only thing is that he has altered some bits and even added some swearing to make it fit the rhythm and probably make it sound a little bit cooler. Okay, all right. Sounds like this was written 40 years ago, this letter. But anyway, I'll be honest here and say that the swearing does not alter the meaning of the song in the slightest, but it casts a dark cloud over the original beautiful poem, and I'm not entirely comfortable with it. I would like to support my son, as he's a terrific kid and I love him a lot. That's great. I think he's just going through a stage. What do you think I should be doing here? Should I just ignore it and let my son's band perform this song and probably fade into everybody's past and be forgotten? Or should I intervene and refuse to allow him to spoil his grandfather's soul-searching and touching poem? His grandfather's soul-searching and touching poem. That should be a hyphenated word. And this is Michelle Lace 234 Thong.
Over to you.
Oh, over to me. I read it, so why over to you?
Well, I heard it, so over to you.
Okay, all right. This is a tricky one. I've got to say, sometimes swearing can be used effectively, but sometimes it can be a poor excuse for adjectives and all other forms of grammar. So I see her point, I see her grievance, I see her conundrum, but I feel that maybe she should just let this ride for now and just maybe express her displeasure or protest, accept what he's doing, but under protest.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you saying this with a caveat that in years to come, Michelle will be able to revisit this incident and then the oldest son will say, yeah, I kind of stuffed it up and I get it, I'm on the same wavelength as you right now. But for the meantime, we'll just let it go. Is that what you're saying?
There's a story. Paul McCartney, when he wrote She Loves You and the words yeah, 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 his dad said to him, couldn't you just speak properly and say yes, yes, yes? And he said, oh, that just wouldn't work, Dad, he was trying.
Yeah, okay.
It sounds a bit like that.
So you're saying that there's some kind of generational difference here of understanding.
Yeah. And
okay. Well,
I think if I was to lean to a side, I would say that you're dishonouring the poem. You're disrespecting the poem. Yeah.
Yes,
so,
of course.
So now that I've had some time to mull over it, I think it disrespects the poem. Yeah.
Okay, I agree with you.
Yeah. So maybe she should ask her son to respect his grandfather's work by excluding the swear words or finding another word that adds to the meaning of the original poem.
I would go. I'm sorry. Go on.
No. That's fine.
Look, I would go one step further. I would say to Michelle, please talk to your son about this and try and put the squeeze on him to write a different song. Yeah. All together. We're talking about hallowed ground here. I mean, this is a legacy of their family. And this guy's trampling over it with kicker boots with spikes on it.
This is where I think that maybe adding a non-swear word instead of the swear word.
How about no words at all and do a different song? I mean, if he's supposed to be talented, he can write about something else. Leave this one alone.
Just putting out some options out there, I think. That's all. I just
Yeah, of course, of course, of course.
Like you can use your grandfather's poem, but no swearing. Sorry, that's it.
I don't agree. I don't agree. I think there should be no grandfather's poem and write something else. This is hallowed ground. All I can say is that if my grandfather had a love of poetry and wrote these beautiful poems that go through the ages, and that's what writing does, it connects us to the minds of someone way back thousands of years ago. We can get right into their mind because of what they've written.
Thousands of years ago.
Thousands of years ago. We can go back to the ancient Greek writing and we can read their old stories and we can get into their minds. Jumps through the ages. Writing doesn't understand time. It leapfrogs all of that. Obviously, it's not as dramatic as that because we're talking about 2-3 generations here or whatever. He's seeing these lovely words that his grandfather wrote and he's going, oh, yeah, F this, F that, or whatever. And there's a whole world out there of other words, other themes, other memes, other stories, other angles. Why does he have to choose that particular one? Why?
Or he can respect the work and just take out the swear words.
Agreed.
And that everyone wins, including the now deceased grandfather. So yeah.
Maybe that's Michelle's shoe-in, you know.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that. What do you think, Maxie?
Yeah. Okay. Look, okay. We disagree, but we agree. But we disagree, and we agree as well.
Often is the thing, isn't it? You know, with this sort of discussion that we might agree with some parts of what we provide, but we may not agree with the entirety of it all. So
that's true. That's true. I never thought about that, and I wouldn't have agreed with you, but I do in part now.
Well, I think
you missed my joke. That was fantastic.
I'll say it again.
No, I've forgotten it. It was too bad.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Michelle, for that great letter.
Thanks, Michelle.
If you want us to help you with your problem, please send in your letters to asktheozbrothers@yahoo.com. Remember also to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Well said. I love it how halfway through the show you read this stuff out. I just sit back and I listen to you say this sort of stuff and I think, geez, I wish I could say it as well as you. But anyway, that's just my hateful jealousy showing through.
I thought you were just going to insult me and saying how bad it was, but anyway.
No, mate. You do it really well.
Okay, all right.
Next letter, what do you got?
Next letter, okay. To the Oz Brothers. Yes, you are to the Oz Brothers. I work as a fundraiser for Name Redacted. Hello, Name Redacted. Yeah. My immediate subordinate, who is a terrific woman, has been by my side doing her job excellently for 9 years now. Okay, the problem is that her work performance has been going down steadily for the last 3 years, as this is because she has cancer